Did you feel honorable that I'm a well-respectable person?
And so, on one of the Chusens, okay, one of the questions, not only do you have to put in all of your Kojin Joho, ロケット団のボスの名前、教えてくださいおい俺の知識
こんにちは、全人類と友達になる男僕がミスターウジで、そして
疲れたパイオです。
です。
そうです。
朝一の撮影です。
疲れたもう疲れた帰ります帰りたい
1時間くらい無駄話してるから
帰ります。いやそういうことです。
今日のテーマはプリン自分の国にあってほしいサービス。
あってほしいサービス
山ほどあります。
Yeah, that's right.
今まで何回か日本のサービス素晴らしいよね、海外にはないよねみたいな話をしてきたと思いますが、
Oh yeah. And can I just say that in today's status quo of Japan, you guys are getting awfully crafty with your service, and it is always shinka shiteruing.
ああ、なるほど。
Yes, yes. And I'm proud. I'm proud that Japan is doing more kanketsu for a lot of the services that it provides, but we'll get into that in the video.
Is it because you are benefited by the system?
I'm very benefited by this system, and I love it because in order to be in Japan very happily, you need quite a bit of Nihongo ryoku.
まあ今バイロンがやってくれたみたいに、住めば住むほどなんか新しいサービスがこう日本だけのやつが生まれてきてるんじゃないかということで、昔からあるサービスも、今日喋るけれども結構新しめのやつもねフォーカスして喋っていきたいと思います。
お願いします。
お願いします。それでは
Let's find out!
1個目
ボン抽選素晴らしいOkay.
どういうこと？
Guys, okay, I know. Chusen. For all the kankaku there, oh man, yeah, it's heiwa. It's like a really great system, but you know, we all get kanashi with that consistent raksen, which is my daily life because I haven't tosen yet on any of the Chusens. But I really love the Chusen system in Japan. Japan has this system, no matter where you go, all right? Disneyland, Chusen, right? During Golden Week, you are not getting on any rides, okay? You cannot beat the sea of Japanese students on vacation.
Yeah.
Right? You have that. And for comparison, in America, we have Black Friday.
Yeah.
Black Friday.
Stampedes, right?
Stampedes. People have died lining up for products on the day after Thanksgiving where everything is sold at a lower price.
You need that 50-inch flat screen, bro.
You do, exactly. To get that 50-inch flat screen, you might have to give up your life in America.
I'm
First
willing to
come,
die.
first serve.
First come, first serve.
It must be an American thing, right? Because like the 1776, the Patriots fought against the British.
Yes.
Bro, I'm fighting against Walmart today.
Exactly, exactly. Manifest destiny at Walmart,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
I want to be the first to get that 50-inch TV.
Okay.
However, Japan, okay? Very, very condensed country. High population density, okay? If you do Senjakujun in Japan, cows.
Not fair.
Not fair. No fair. Okay, more. Alright?
Cow.
Cow, man. You're not.
Dude, it's a hilarious joke. Cause laugh more, man. God damn.
Okay.
はいよ、いけよ。
Right. So you're not going to get the products that you want, right? But because Nihon is Heiwa no Kuni, they have Chusen, right? And you can pretty much go online, put in a code, and then you have a time that you come in to pick up the product that you want. Right?
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, so
I had
this
no idea.
eliminates the need for any line, because like I frequent Shibuya a lot, okay? And that is the place for hype beasts, right? To get the latest drops on Supreme, Babe, anything like Kith, right? I had to line up, and 5 minutes before, they pass out tickets that you come into the store for later so that you can get your product in a very safe way.
Wow.
Right? However, Japan has come into quite the predicament in the Pokemon card market. The Pokemon card market is at an impasse, my friends, because people know the Chusen, but alas, there are many people that Chusen that are not Pokemon fans. They are simply there for the market to get a 3x or 4x or even, dare I say, 10x markup on these cards. Okay? And so, for the Pokemon community, you want to sell it to fans. You want children to have them.
そうねだから
You want children to have
I'm still
them.
12 years old,
Exactly.
bro.
And so, there's Chusen, but sometimes they have Chusen for 15-year-olds and below. At my local book off, they only sell it if you are under the age of 8. If you're still in Shogakko, they only sell it there. But if you are an adult and you have never grown up, okay, you still want the cards because you think that it's bad for the company if they're gonna sell cards that should be geared towards people and fans for a higher price. In the midst of my Pokemon journey, I've searched far and wide, and I've watched it since I was a kid. I've talked about it many times, and so we cried together listening to the song that has the lyric "Skato no Naka." Okay, that's where you find Pokemon. Where are the Pokemon? That's an actual lyric of the song. Okay, and so on one of the Chusens, okay, one of the questions, not only do you have to put in all of your Kojin Joho, but the last question to differentiate the fans from the people who are not interested in the cards. One of the questions was, ロケット団のボスの名前教えてくださいおい俺の知識なめんな榊って決まってるでしょ榊だ I almost put in Giovanni because that's the image.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It is Giovanni, and I put that in. But there are these different things that Japan has been doing to differentiate the real fans from the people who just want to earn a quick buck. And on top of this, Japan has actually done this with the Switch 2. The Switch 2, Nintendo Switch 2.
Switch 2 as well.
As well, yes, Switch 2 as well. This is the Switch, okay? Very nice, very pretty. Bought it for the office. ありがとうございます. And so, the Switch 2 is sold in Japan. And the pre-orders, the Chusen, you think that you can just press the button and moshikomu. However, Nintendo company, you are a genius and I love you because you can only pre-order the Switch, and there are 2 jokens. 1, you must be a member of the Nintendo Switch Online for 1 year. You must have, exactly, it's only for the diehard fans. And on top of that, not only do you have to have 1 year on the Nintendo Switch, you must have played 50 hours on your Switch. 50 hours! Can you see anybody committing themselves to 50 hours of muda no jikan just for a game? Those are the fans! And that's why Nintendo has done such a great job into sending not only the Chusen for the Byodo Atsukai of the whole Kuni, but they have rewarded the fans with all of their doryoku playing Atsumori for 50 hours. Oh, that's just from one game, okay? All right, Breath of the Wild easily 10 times more hours than that, okay? And those are the people who can really tenny hire the Switch 2. So thank you, Japan, for Chusen. I know it is very kuyashi to get Raksen consistently, but to award the fans is what they're doing with the Chusen, is how Nihon has shinkashita their Chusen seido.
確かにでも最近のことよねこの転売に対して工夫しないといけないみたいになったのは、まあ前からあったイメージはあるけど最近特にひどくなってきて日本人じゃない人とかもね並んでたりするから
何人ですか
いやそれは何人とかないけど何人とかないけど並んでる人に対してアンケートしたりするよね店員さんがそのさっき言ってたけど、ロケット団のボスは何ですかはあれ多分申し込む時の質問だと思うけどこのゲームは何のゲームですか好きなキャラクターはみたいなの聞いてって答えられなかったら並んでる列からアウトしてもらうみたいな
Yeah, that's actually been happening. Yeah, it's like, what product are you buying today? I don't know. And they just don't line up anymore. Yeah, game console. Right, exactly. Yeah. Because a lot of people, they show up and then they show a picture.
Yeah.
That's it. I want to buy this. Okay, what character is that? I don't know. I just want it. Okay, then why do you want it? Like, why do you need to line up?
Bro,
Why do you need
it's
this?
fine.
日本はめっちゃ平等にすべきだみたいな考えがあるだからこういうのをやってるのか海外も似たようなことをやってるの
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
If you
no
can
way,
pay
bro.
the money, we just sell it.
Exactly.
First come, first serve, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
The more we can sell, the better.
Yeah.
Right.
転売が OK ってこと？
いや、転売はダメだけど、気にしない。
転売されるじゃん。転売されたことに対してみんなこう、あんな奴らがいるからって
I mean,
こう
this
怒るわ
is like, what's it called? This is not even just limited to the game community, okay?
Toilet paper. Remember the toilet?
Yeah, remember the toilet paper?
The toilet paper apocalypse or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
There was, you know what made the news when the first iPhone came out? There was a lady who brought $20,000 and she paid the first person in line $500 for his spot. And she got in line, right? And her idea was like, I'm gonna buy out the store and I'm gonna sell them on eBay. And people are like, wow, yeah, yarune, right? Yes, exactly. Because like, oh, that's a great idea, right? Nobody has thought of that before. Yeah, zenzen nai desho, nihon. But then, you know, alas, Best Buy was, you know, 一人で一品のセールした。So she ended up buying a one phone.
Plus $500.
Yeah, plus 500.
Yeah.
So, you know, the guy who lined up, he had $500, bought a phone, and he was richer. Like, buying the iPhone.
確かにね。
So I think that in the States, like, it really hasn't gone out of their way to try to differentiate the fans. Because I think that, you know, Americans look at it, oh, there's people buying our product, fine. It's sold out. We succeeded.
The store is happy if it sells out, right?
That's right.
そうなんや。
Yeah.
ヨーロッパも一緒？
一緒やと思う。
は
This phenomenon is not only limited to what merchandise and something, even the concert tickets.
Yeah.
Concert tickets,
Yeah,
yes.
scalpers.
That's
そう
right.
ね
Yeah.
もう
Yeah.
多分どっちかっていうと先にコンサートの方が
そうそう
問題になってまあゲームとかにも波及していった感じがある気がするけど
Yeah.
コンサートとかも今転売基本できないようになってる
なんかいろんなやってますね。
そうそう
QR コード登録するとか、名前つけて、
そうそ
Right, E Plus, like that platform E Plus or whatever, like you can only buy a max of 4 tickets at a time per account, right? And you have to moshikomu. And like that concept was like really foreign to me when I first started doing that here. I don't have to apply for this. I could just give it to me, right? What's this limit? Because what if you have like 6 friends that you want to go with, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like it's good. I now see the merit for it, but at first I was really surprised. I wasn't used to that at all, right? Because overseas you can just go to the website and just buy a bunch, put
Yeah.
a ton in your cart, and then
うそうだからもう飛行機みたいになってて最初に申し込んだ名前の
Yeah.
身分証みたいなのがない
That's right. It's like a
So-
passport. Oh my
Right, right.
gosh.
チケットを渡すときはそのアプリ使って
Right, right,
その人に付け替えないといけ
Yeah,
ない
yeah.
から
Yeah.
It's a really, really nice system, actually. I quite like it because, like, you go to the tickets area on the E Plus app at least, and it has your name and like if it's been used or not, and like when it's valid and all that stuff. It's really, really nice, actually.
We've seen it in Japan with concert tickets. For example, there's been a lot of sagi with Taylor Swift on the Eras tour. Right? Yeah. But, you know, as an American and as a consistent concert goer, I remember doing this for Ajicon in the States. I went to go see Asian Kung Fu
really? That's
Generation.
sick.
Yeah. And I had to buy it from a website because, you know, urikure. So this random person on Reddit said, I have tickets. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to meet you in person. And luckily in the States, I don't know if Japan does this, but there's an app that has a legally binding contract. Right? And so I said, okay, this is just for my own safety. I'm going to take a picture of your ID. Is that cool? And I took a picture of their ID and I put it on the app, and then they had to sign it. So then, if the tickets were sagi, I could sue her ass. Exactly. I could report her and I could take her to court. Like they literally sold me like counterfeit tickets.
さすが訴訟大国
That's
アメ
right.
リカ
Well, I had to protect myself, right? Okay. I'm going Okay, that's what I had to do.
抽選が素晴らしいでした
最高！日本ありがとう！2個目！
ででん
車持ってなくてもいいサービスです。
Wait, what do you mean? What do
Oh
you
my
mean?
god!
That's me every day.
What do you mean? You mean the train? Public transportation?
Train?
What I'm trying to say is the Times car share service. Do you know the Times car share service? Have you guys used before?
I've never used it before, but I've seen like the signs and the,
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
little
yeah,
things
yeah.
in front of the car
Right.
that
Yeah,
pop up like
yeah,
this.
yeah. So why I think this service is good is that, well, first I don't have to own the car to use the car.
Nice.
That's the thing, and the car that you can rent is everywhere. You have an app, and you can just locate any car that's available around you, and you just register online. And just drive on it.
Loop?
Look, but for cars.
But for cars,
Dude,
Loop car?
I didn't know it was that simple.
it's that simple.
Oh, really?
You don't even have to use key. Just unlock with your app.
Whoa!
Like for seriously.
Oh,
な
that's
ん
not.
かレンタカーなんだけど、そのよくマンションの1個か2個の駐車場
そうそういやいやいや
がタイムズカーシェア専用になってて、車が止まってます。でアプリで申し込んでこの時間使いたいってペッてやったらもうそこの時間に行ったらアンロックできるようになってる。
What the heck?
It's that simple.
That's crazy.
It's that
I
simple.
didn't know it was that
And it's
so
and
easy.
the first very I mean in my opinion it's cheap though. It's like 15 minutes for like 220 yen or something.
That's not bad.
Then you don't have to pay for fuel. Gas. You don't have to pay for gas.
You don't have to pay for gas
Oh.
either.
Oh.
Where do you get? Where do you get? What is it? Electric vehicles?
No, it's a gas vehicle, but you don't have to pay for gas.
What?
The thing is, if you need to refill, they give you discount for that for the time you have spent.
They might deduct it.
Deduct, yeah.
Oh, really?
So if I want to go on a road trip, I'm just gonna pick the one with the most gas in it.
But that's the thing. If you go for long distance, it's a little bit I would say a little bit expensive because the cheapest time you can rent is up to six hours. The one after that they count by distance.
Oh. Okay, so then time it so that it's 5 hours and 59 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so
Yes.
then and 59 seconds, so then
Yeah.
leave enough time for parking.
Yes.
And then end the ride there.
If you
Okay,
can time
no,
it perfectly, perfect.
no,
Yeah.
okay.
And then leave a little bit of gas left in there, and then
No. This is a joke, by the way. This is a joke.
I don't actually do this. I'm
This
very
is a
responsible.
joke.
海外はないタイムズカーシェア。
And
Okay,
Yeah.
you guys know about
forget what it's
Airbnb, right? In America, in Hawaii recently, I used this thing called Turo, not sponsored, where it's like Airbnb, but for cars. Somebody owns a car, they park it there, and then they tell you where the keys are, sometimes on the left wheel on the top side. And then you rent it for a while, you take like 8 pictures of the interior, exterior, and then you fill it up with gas, obviously. You have to fill it up to where it was, so there's no free gas. And then you park it back when you're done with it. That's it. So as long as like you bring it back into the condition that you found it at, then you can do that. But then we can't unlock it with our phone.
yeah, and the thing is, the times car share cars is actually very clean.
I bet,
All
yeah.
times.
I bet, yeah.
All times.
Because you have a company actually taking care of that stuff nice.
And Japanese people wouldn't dirty the car.
Yeah, that's the thing.
日本人だから綺麗なんだ。
Yeah.
絶対綺麗に貸して返す
I。feel like Japanese people would bring it back cleaner than it was
It
originally.
could
Yeah.
be. It could.
Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
But also, one thing I find nice about times, or not only times car share, but the car share services industry in Japan is that sometimes you can drive the latest car model in.
Yo,
That's
that's
fun,
fun, yeah.
You don't have to
nice.
buy a new car to get the new experience. You can just use their car to.
So I don't have to talk to a car salesman who's going to try to sell me like 10 different
That's kind of
types
fun, eh? Because like you
It's
can
kind of fun. It's,
cool.
yeah, it's very fun. Actually,
Yeah.
very fun.
If
You
you
can
want-
experience a new
If
experience.
you just want to go for an hour, kind of
Yeah,
thing,
yes,
you
yes,
pay like
yes.
what, 500 yen, something like that. Boom, boom, boom. Oh.
No pressure. Oh
And
my gosh.
It's also better than the test drive that you would get at the car dealership too.
Yeah,
Because like
yeah.
the test drive is like what 30 minutes
Right.
max.
And
It's
you
like
have, like,
you
a-
get nothing of what the car
I
feels
know,
like.
yeah, exactly, yeah. And like, do you have the guy in there too during a test drive?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
You know, you want to crank the tunes, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How else am I going to bump E40 in my car by
Yeah,
myself? That's the real test.
Yeah. What do you have to do? Do you just upload your driver's license and
Yeah,
that's it?
that's it. Then, but for times car share, you need to pay for membership for each month. It's like 500 yen per month.
あとアンケートがあって最後にロケット団のボスは誰ですかって。
なるほど。なるほど。わ
ということでタイムズカーシェアでした。
次。
ー。パパ
無人販売所.
Oh.
Now this
No person sells
thing
spots?
place. This
Anyway.
may seem like counterintuitive, right? Because like the lack of service is a service.
Please explain. I do not understand. Please
顔芸
explain.
すごいな。
God damn, dude. So like lately, I'm sure minasan, you love the gyoza. You
Minasan,
love the
delicious.
furugis.
Furugis,どうでしょ
You
う
love the yasai
いかがですか
on the side of the road in the inaka.
And the tamags?
I know, I do.
確かに。
Tashkani. So, back in good old Nishinari, where I used to live, they had this like mujin gyoza hanbai jo place, right? And I was like, what's that? And I go in, and again, it says mujin, so I'm like, there's no people in here. I was so confused. I was like, wait, you mean there's no people, there's no worker, there's no staff working in here? Don't people just steal all the gyoza and leave?
They do.
They do, but my point is like that is crazy. That Japan even thought of this service to even make places like gyoza places or secondhand stores or whatever that have no staff, because that concept in Maybe in our, I don't know about you guys.
Never
but,
happened.
Yeah, in our countries, that would be ripe for the picking, dude. It'd be like,
Ripe
oh,
for the picking.
no staff, camera, I don't care. Looting begins.
That's right.
その西成の餃子屋さんは
Yeah.
お金どうやって払う感じなの
In a
In
box.
the box.
待って自動販売機にこう餃子がババババって入ってるとかじゃなくて
じゃなくて
普通にこのなんかお賽銭みたいな箱に1000円って入れ
Yeah,
て
yeah.
And you just
Yeah.
take it from like the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
すごいね
They had these like a flow, like instructions. It's like 1, get your gyoza from the fridge. 2, 1000円札ポッ入れて enjoy.
だってさ一応その西成はさ日本で一番まあ危ない場所って言われてるわけじゃん、そこで成り立つんだったらもう日本全国どこでも行けるよね
Exactly, yeah. And it was fine. I bought gyoza there a few
すごい
times, yeah.
In Aaron's words, Nishinari is fine.
Yeah, Nishinari is fine, dude. Yeah, I really love Nishinari.
Yeah, the gyoza is pretty delicious, right?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of like a ironic concept, don't you think? It's like the lack of service is a
It's a
service
service,
in and of itself.
Right.
Dude, we're so smart.
We are so
so
smart. It's so cool how this is the thing, right? And it only works in a place where everybody trusts each other and everybody
Yeah.
has that sontaku
Right.
built into their
Exactly.
code from birth.
It
right?
only works in a high trust society where like you actually have like mutual respect and trust for your fellow countryman, fellow citizen,
Comrades.
Exactly.
comrade. Oh,
It's the same feeling you get when you accidentally drop your onigiri wrapper on the floor, right? If I drop my onigiri wrapper and it was in the States, I don't care. I'm just gonna keep walking. But if I drop my onigiri wrapper in Japan, I feel like everybody's gonna look at me. Like it's my responsibility to pick up the trash. Therefore,
feel the glare.
I
Just-
willingly put it in my pocket,
Yeah.
right?
If you don't, the Japanese will just come with the bells and it's like shame.
Exactly.
Shame.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't actually do that, but that's what happens like in Japan. So that same kind of pressure and that atsu is even in a place where there is no Nihonjin present. Even though that you're there with the kanji counter. Yeah.
それは良かったわ
Yes.
When you buy the gyoza in the Mujin thing, did you feel honorable that I put money into the
yeah. It's like I wiggle my fingers a little bit, and I kind of look around like this.
I'm a well-respectable person.
I go like.
俺は今法律を守っているそう
I'm a good person.
Yeah, it's like in Dragon Ball Z when you declare an attack. It's like,
Oh my god.
だから払います
and you drop
当た
it
り
in.
前やろ
And as soon as the money hits the bottom of the box, I go, and then
I'm a good person.
and I walk out the.
Maybe
out the
that
door.
kind of no service is a service
Exactly.
purpose.
That's what
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
been saying.
Yeah, maybe like the lack of service pressures people to follow the law. Because it's like, you know when like your parents are mad at you? It's like you almost want them to be like angry at you, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as they say, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed, you're just
Oh,
That's even worse than
Yeah, yeah.
them
That's
getting
worse than
mad.
getting
Yeah,
mad.
That's
exactly.
even
Yeah.
worse than them getting
That's what
mad.
the camera is saying in the corner.
Exactly.
When you
日
steal
本は
something.
父親説がある
Yeah, that's the psychological shikanitata.
Yeah.
お母さん悲しいですよ。
Ah.
これアメリカに餃子店があったらどうなる
Well, it
If
would-
you don't like making money, yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
man.
I think like when imagine like the business meeting that people would have before that store show up, that store is constructed, they'd be like, "That's a terrible idea. Like, why
Are you nuts?"
It's like, no, that's a
Yeah.
no. Don't do that. Don't do it at all.
You know
It's
what we
like,
call
yeah.
those places? You know, we do have it in America actually. It's called a soup kitchen.
I was gonna say food bank, but
Yes,
yeah.
a soup
Bank,
kitchen
yeah.
is where, you know, places like churches, they make a big, huge meal for the homeless, and they line up and they get free food. But the people are serving you, it's free. But, you know, if you put just a random soup pot, that soup pot is gonna be gone in the first 5
Yeah.
seconds.
For things that are kind of like low cost items like gyoza or like furugiya, like that stuff is like, you know, if it goes missing or gets stolen, it's like whatever. Like,
Yeah,
the cost
yeah,
is
yeah.
like minimal, right? But I recently went to a Mujin studio for
No way!
Yeah.
What?
for band
Musical
practice.
instruments
Yeah, for
and
musical
stuff.
instruments. They have like they have amps, they have drum sets, they have like cables, they
That's
have all this
expensive!
expensive stuff in there, right?
Sennheiser microphones?
And sure.
手話が高いもんね。
Yeah, yeah.
Sure,
sure
well,
microphones,
Okay, that's
yeah.
pretty. That's still
Yeah.
pretty good.
And they had like Marshall amps and stuff like that. They had like pretty good stuff in here. It wasn't just like random stuff. PAs and everything, right?
Get out of
Yeah,
here.
recording
What?
equipment that you could use, whatever. And a would-be thief could just like make a appointment, use a fake name or whatever, make a fake
Yeah,
account,
yeah.
whatever. You know, Toroku, use like a prepaid credit card or something like that. Go in there and like rob the whole place, but they don't.
Yeah.
Right? And it's still in operation, and it's been going for like I don't know how long it's been going, but like it's a great system, and nothing bad ever happens. And there's like instructions like when you leave, be sure to do this, blah, 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 blah. And like very clearly set like is explained. You need to do this before you leave, do this before you start your practice or whatever, and everyone follows the rules, and it's awesome.
Unreal.
チョコザップもこんな感じですね。チョコザップも誰もいない。
That's right.
そうなんや。
I guess Anytime Fitness is the same too, right?
Anytime
It's like
Fitness,
staff
if-
hours.
yeah. After the
after
staff
staff
hours,
hours. Yeah.
無理なんそれは。 あとさ、その盗む盗まないの話と綺麗に使う使わないの話があるじゃん。
そ
その無人のスタジオだったら次までに多分清掃の人入らないから、前の人が綺麗に使ってないと次の人使えないみたいなのあるけど、
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I went there once, but like when I went in there, it was perfectly clean, and like I mean, there's rules like laid out there. It's like please do this before you leave, kind of thing, right? Of like wrap up the cable like this or whatever, right? And I didn't have any problem. There was no. It looked as if someone was there to clean it before I started. It was that clean. Yeah.
う。さすが。
When we all do our parts, we can have a better world
Yeah,
we live in.
でもさすがの日本人でもちょっと不安になることもあって、
What?
最近コンビニで無人のレジできてるじゃん。
Self-ready?
Self-ready,
そう
Self-ready.
あれ海外にもできてきてる。
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But they
yeah.
have a guy like watching.
そうよね。
Yeah.
でそうあってほしいんだけど、朝さ7時台にコンビニ入ったら無人レジが2個並んでて人誰もいないの。
Oh.
さすがにこれどうしたらいいんやろなと思ってなんかそわそわしないわかる
Well,
I guess,
I mean,
yeah,
like the kind of self-ready system that we have in the States is like, well, I know that they do it especially at Daiso because there's a kanchi camera
yeah.
attached
To the register.
the register,
Oh yeah,
right?
they watch you do like this.
And then
right? Yeah.
it shows your face, and it's like, look, you're being recorded, or the one that I like.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's a very unflattering angle. Like your cheeks are like this. It's so puffy, right?
It's like a fisheye lens too. Right?
Fisheye
Your
lens.
chin is like this big.
That's right, that's right. And then in America, we have omotenashi because it says, smile, you're on camera.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. Which is very hiniku, right? That's hiniku.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like, smile, you're on camera is just a tomoashi way to say, you better not conceal anything.
You're being
We
watched.
have evidence of you
Isn't
stealing.
it in Seattle, Amazon tried to do the...
Oh yeah. yeah,
Amazon
yeah.
Go!
Yes,
Amazon
あれは
Go!
どうなん
You don't even have to pay, you just take the things
Just walk out,
Just
yeah.
walk out.
I've actually been in one. I've actually been in one. Yeah, okay. And I stole things for money. Which means to buy.
住んでないけどね
But you feel like you're stealing, okay? I went to SF, okay? Walk in and like, you know, I have an Amazon Toroku. If you don't have Amazon Toroku, then you can't come in. Okay? So like you have to pretty much have it in your pocket, and if you have it, then you walk in. Beep. That's it. And then I'm looking, protein bar, $7. Whatever. Buy it. Beep. And I just left. And I'm like,
Buy it? How?
I don't know. I left. I just got it and I left. And I'm like, this was free? And then I checked my Amazon account and it's like, you bought a protein bar, $7.
Yeah. How did they?
Oh!
What's the technology?
They stole my money! Damn it!
Big Brother's watching.
Yeah, Big Brother's watching. So I think that works, right? Because, I mean, there's like a scanner that has to scan your phone. And you can't get in if you don't have Amazon. Right,
Yeah.
so then it's not gonna beep. If like you try to go in without an Amazon attached to your phone, the alarm bells are gonna sound. So there's still nobody there, but then everybody knows that you're not there as an Amazon customer. You're there to steal things.
まあ、あとさめっちゃ金かけてないとあれできないじゃん
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
ビジュアルで見てる。
それで見てるよでもめっちゃ大変じゃないそれ
Big
まあ
Brother.
めっちゃすごいの。
AI すげえ使いまくってやってるんでしょ
だから
Yeah.
そこまでの技術じゃないとできないんですね、海外は。
まあまあ日本はね技術じゃなくて人で
アナログ。
Wow.
ファックスマシン。
The age
信頼関係
the age of Orwellian is finally dawned upon
That's the
us.
thing. If you have mutual respect between people, you don't need that kind of technology.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
guess so.
That's right.
無人販売所でした次
Papa?
遅延証明書。
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
please elaborate, Anna.
Why is this a good thing?
You know what the 遅延証明書 reminds me of?
What's it?
Back in Romania, when you are at the shogako or chugako and you miss a class, usually you get an absent, right? But that absent can be, teacher can like maru inside of the
Attendance.
attendant list because it's like you had a reason. And one way to do that is you get a slip from your doctor that, hey, you were sick that day. Yeah, sometimes you can get it whether or not you're sick if you're very good with your doctor.
And the school find out and ban the doctor.
Yeah.
And you know how at most, if not all, companies in Japan, if you're late even for like 1-2 minutes, they're gonna take those 2 minutes out of your paycheck.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
That's right. Hold this technique. That's
Yeah.
right.
But there's a way to fusegu that.
How do we fuseds?
Kusek ho ho.
Kusek.
Shisei kudasai.
You just go to your manager that's gonna go to the HR and you're like, yeah, 大丈夫です。遅延証明書ありますから。ちゃん
Whoa!
と理由がありました。
That's right.
Is it like a trap card in Yu-Gi-Oh? It's
That's
like,
right. Yes. Yes.
遅延証明書
Now you face the fear of my blue-eyes white dragon. Hold on, Kaiba.
Yeah.
遅延証明書あります。トラップカード。
てててててててて止める側に入らんと
Like, 遅延証明書 is the exodia of being late.
That's pretty much your Exodia. Yeah. Exactly.
that was a good job. That was awesome. Well done.
It's fun, no, but like that's the thing. It's just a lot of people they don't believe your word, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because people find many excuses to be late, especially in Kaigai. Oh, why are you late? Traffic.
Yeah, yeah.
This.
My
That.
dog died.
My dog died. Exactly. My grandma. If you go to a new job, both your grandparents are alive again.
You can use that.
Yes, they don't know you. They don't know you. Oh, my grandma passed away.
Yes, you have 2 sets, right? So you have 4.
Yes, you have four. So if you get a new job, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
There's more. And then, distant relative, maybe it's like an uncle, depending on like horitsu. Like,
Yeah.
distance of close relative, there's 2 days that you can get off. So new grandparents all the time. Thank you, grandma and grandpa.
You also gain a new cat and a dog.
Yes. And they've been like your family cat for years.
Yeah.
And then you have a list of all of their names, There's like Cherry and there's Kinako and Kumo-chan, right?
So-
And you love them all so dearly. These are jokes, okay? There's Philippine人だから家族無限. If you have evidence, then it's not even your fault. It's the blame is put on the company. What is your kaisha gonna do? Go to JR and complain? They can't. They don't work for the company.
Yeah.
You do. So if you have the Shinya Shomeisho, they can't batsu your Kyuryo at the end of the day. Checkmate. Trap card initiated.
You're done, bro.
And some companies offer the Chien Shomeisho online.
Yeah.
They
like
just download it online.
So you don't have to Narabu to go to the
true,
Ekicho to get that physical card, although it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But you can just show them and it's like, hey, the train was late by about 2 minutes a day. Please yurushite kudasai. And doguza nashi.
Just can suck your JR 遅延証明書 like 阪急遅延証明書
Yep.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
海外の会社は5分遅れても全然許されるってこと
That means you're not really serious about the job, huh?
あ
They always went there, so, you would just feel really bad. And
You're really laying down your teammates when you're a few minutes late like this because they had to pick up the slack when you're not here.
yeah, I
And
usually
that's
get
really
that.
looking bad
Usually
on our
get
performance
that.
metrics. So I think if you could really...
We couldn't do the trap card on those.
Look
Yeah.
at my face. Do you think I care?
Yeah.
That's right. Late is late. That's your fault. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to get to work on time, you should have assumed that there was going to be traffic and leave not
Right.
an hour earlier, but 2 hours earlier. That's on you.
When you hired me, you expected that I was supposed to be late. Right? Like, you knew that you were...
学校とかでも遅延証明書があれば先生に怒られないとかがあるんだけど
What? You guys use it for school?
Yeah, of course.
むしろ学校の方が厳しいかもしれない
逆に学校ね。
会社はそんな言われない気もするけどね
会社は少なくともなんかネット調べたら遅れてるっていう情報があるから。
そうそう
なんとなくわかる。
あ OK
普通に会社電車が遅れてましたで、あんまり調べられない気がする
Do they sell like the vectors or PDFs online just for science? The vector, yeah, like the Adobe Illustrator version of the 遅延証明書 online.
You
I
wanna
just
make
need
a
for-
fake change
No, I'm just asking for size. Like, I mean, is there an Adobe Acrobat PDF version of the
Yeah,
file?
yeah, yeah.
バイロンの会社の人は、バイロンが遅延証明書を持ってきた時に偽物じゃないか確認をお願いします。
お願いします。
はい、ということで遅延証明書でした。
お願いします。
はい、ということで今日は自分の国にあってほしいサービスについて話してみました。
I think that living in Japan for a really, really long time, we kind of noticed these things that are different. Like what we thought of service when we first came to Japan is totally different from what we think of service from now, right? And we kind of appreciated these different things as we have also kaizened and shinkai sasetai ourselves. Oh, Wabbed and Sam.
What's up?
Oh, I'm so wabbed and Sam.
でもまあ今日のトピック日本人から見ても新しい内容も入ってたからわびさびは分からんけど改善はしてるんだな。
Isn't it? Isn't it? Why is that?
違うね。
That was the tags. It was on the tags.
他に僕らに話してほしいトピックあればコメント欄までよろしくお願いします。それでは次の動画でまたお会いしましょう。バイバイ。チャンネル登録
6
お願い
します。